Hi there, folks. It is a Thursday. It's the 28th of July. It's racing today in Joburg at Turffontein on the Standside track. Lyall and I are both working in different capacities today. Lyall will be at the course at Turffontein, and I'll be in the studio at Racing 240, bringing you the action today out at Turffontein with 8 races. I see, Lyall, you've got a friend there. Introduce us.
Yes, her name's Baby.
Baby.
She's our we had 3 of them. 2 unfortunately are gone, and this is our last one. So yeah, she's part of the family. Here's Baby. Say hello, Baby.
Does she sit with you when you study the card?
Yeah, she literally sits on my lap. Yeah.
Okay.
She's a bit too clingy. She's a bit too clingy, actually, but it's fine.
Well, she's there in spirit and in person there today, if you want to call it that, in person. Some people that are not with us at the course today are Simanga Khumalo, Mark Khan, and the champion in waiting, Warren Kennedy, all not riding. Now,
correct.
It's interesting because after Tuesday's program, in fact, after the weekend's program, I said I was going to get hold of Monty Maramutu, who is Simanga Khumalo's agent. I wanted to find out what the latest situation is with Simanga, because, of course, he rides Aragosta in the Marshall's World of Sport Gold Cup on Saturday. And I managed to catch up with him this morning. He's having an 11 o'clock assessment today. The doctors weren't happy with him on Tuesday. As you know, you were there. He arrived on course, but wasn't allowed to get on his mounts. They said to stay a day or two away. And the final assessment is today, where he's expected to get the all clear to ride on Saturday at Hollywood Bets Gravel. That all said, he has taken a couple of nasty knocks. But I spoke to Monty and I asked him, well, in the interim, has he stayed off a horse? And he said, no, he's actually worked horses. So he was in Durban on the weekend, and he worked horses on Sunday and on Monday, but wasn't allowed to ride in a race for the last week. Today that he wasn't allowed to ride in a race. So he might be a bit ring rusty, but that said, as we all know, the professional that he is, he'll be itching to get back and amongst the winners. So that's the take on Simanga Khumalo. I'm not sure with Warren Kennedy and Mark Khan what the situation is, but they've also been medically indisposed, so I don't know much about them.
Yeah, they both just stood down, and Mark stood down on Tuesday as well. Maybe he's got a bit of flu or something. I didn't hear anything further.
Okay, so that's the latest situation with those guys. Well, we are looking forward to the weekend. So just before we get to our preview today, I just wanted to remind people about our Clocking the Gallop Extra promotion this weekend. And here it is. You've only basically got just over 24 hours to get involved in this. We'll close this off on Friday, but latecomers are allowed to come in for the Saturday Gravel meeting. It's a 250 Rand outlay. You'll get tips for 4 days. And as Lyall knows, we've got a very professional team, which I'll come to in a moment, of people that look at these cards and tip for you. So all you have to do is deposit your 250 Rand into our FNB current account number, 6290552831. Send us your proof of deposit or proof of payment to our email address, clockingthegallop1word@gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on 079-390-5747. And hopefully that comes to us within the next 24 hours, and we can get you on board on our Going for Gold Clocking the Gallop Extra promotion, which starts with Fairview Racing tomorrow. So looking forward to having you all on board with us. Lyall, I was speaking about our team. You'll be well aware of this because we saw each other yesterday. The Ghost Rider tipped an almighty, let me get it right, otherwise he'll kill me. So he tipped 6 winners on Sunday, 4 winners on Monday, and 3 winners yesterday. So it brings it to a grand total of 13 winners in 3 days, which has been an absolute brilliant weekend for him. Not only that, but he tipped the place accumulator yesterday and got it 24 times. And finally, he went 7 horses in the last leg of that place accumulator yesterday. The last race of the day, he went 7 horses in his PA. He trebled up. I think that St. John Grey horse won. Naidu. So he had 7 horses in the last leg, but if you box the 7 in the trifecta and the quartet, you would have caught it. The trifecta paid 2,200 Rand, and the Quartet paid over 26,000. So he's currently on a Boerewors roll, as I like to say, and he's itching.
He's on Boerewors roll.
And he's itching to get into Saturday's card. So let's hope that everyone comes on board our promotion.
I'm sure they will.
Lyall, let's talk about today's meeting. What do you think of it? Because I know that you sent me some jackpot numbers. I've tweaked them a little bit, actually, and formulated into a bipot, but I've taken a bipot on our Take a Bet show. But what do you think of the card overall?
Well, I thought there was the bankers were the hard part to find, but I think we can narrow it down in most fields. Like Neil and I did, I think it was Sunday or Saturday, we found the winners. The standout bankers, probably not hard to find again, but nice card. I like it. Okay,
well, let's go to it. I'll bring up the betting for each one of the races over here, and we can go to race 1, which is a maiden plate over 1,160 meters. Let's just update you on the changes there. Scratches number 12, New Mexico. Diego de Govea rides number 1, Full Go. And then there's this first time at number 14, Promontory, I think it's called, a Promontory. And that's ridden by Gavin Lorena now. No rider for number 11, Mr. Bodacious. What did you think in the first of the day?
Well, I don't need to spend so much time on all the races, but this is a weird little race because of the form runners. I like number 9, Lovers Lane, Keegan de Mello for Johannesburg van Vuren. That 5th behind Musical Kiss has produced Quick Run, In the Ether, and Pinch Hit. And then an improved second by Mr. Henley last time on the Poly. I think this horse could improve out here this afternoon. Should be a runner. Number 7 is Burgess, Raymond Danielson for St. John Gray. Nice second behind Pinch Hit. Good enough second behind Lozado last time. And then, of course, Boisterous, son of Silvano, Tyrone Zaki, Craig Zaki. That obviously, that Mercantour was a very good run. So I'd probably lean towards the 6 Boisterous at this stage. But then I would also want to mention horse like number 1, Full Go. I mean, this horse could pop up and win a race one of these days. And even a horse like Mr. Bodacious, number 11. But of the first timers, number 14, you mentioned the son of Silvano. I mean, the mare was really, really talented. We know Europa Point, 9-time winner. 9-time winner, beautiful breeding. This will be on the short side, but I wouldn't leave it out. Number 8, Cashlip, has got speed. Johan van Vuren, and this time JP van der Merwe, and then even a horse like number 10, Magic Prince. In fact, the owner owned the mare Blonde Princess, who won over Sprints as well. It's not easy, Nico. So to cut a long story short, I'd go wide here. Boisterous, Lovers Lane, and I certainly wouldn't leave out the 14.
Yeah, so I like Boisterous. Yeah, I thought Boisterous going over a bit further than it did last time out will suit it. I think it was probably beaten for speed last time out in that race on the Classic Track 1000, the very quick Classic 1000. Going further, I think will suit it. I quite like Boisterous today. Like you, obviously Lovers Lane, Burgess, those are the 2 from the race runners, I think, that could trouble it. But of the first timers, Promontory, number 14, now Gavin Lorena rides. We saw the Verner's colours with that James Crawford winner the other day, really blitzed the field. That was a newcomer too. So I think that is one of the first timers that we have to have a look at, the son of Silvano. The other one I wanted to look at as well for the run was number 13, Pragmatist. These Jacksons, whilst we sometimes diss them, they actually, if you look at the stats for 2-year-olds this season, they haven't performed badly at all, the Jacksons. And I know he now stands out at Nigel Riley's Heversham Park stud, which is on the way to the Vaal. If you're ever in that area, Lyall, maybe you should take a drive to go and see him. It's about 10 minutes off the road, straight after the petrol stations. Turn off the next turn off and go right. And it's about 10 minutes up there, and it's a beautiful place. And Jackson now stands out there, and interesting on your way out to the Vaal. So we'll have a look. It would be an honor to meet him.
Honor to meet him.
I'll put you guys in touch. I'd really like you to go and see him out there and see.
And of course, the mayor did win 4 times from 1,000 up to 1,450. So nicely bred for the speed too.
That's my point. I think she raced for Michael and Adam. Michael Azzy. Yeah, I remember her. So and that's it's partly owned by Justice van Wyk. You'll know Justice van Wyk.
Yes, of course.
Loves his golf too, and I'm hoping for him that this one goes pretty close. Anyway,
and just another point of interest: the 8 Cash Slip. In fact, the mare was owned by Adam Azzy. So there's a few Adam and Mike Azzy horses here.
Yeah. Okay, that's the first of the day. Let's go to race 2, a maiden play fillies and mares, 1,160 meters. I'm armed with all these jockey changes as well here. So race 2, number 4, Countess of Peace, Raymond Danielson. Number 8, Kiss Me, Captain Diego de Gavea. No rider yet for 14, Strange Magic. And number 15, Unapologetic, is Cabello Matsunyani. So looking at the betting here, it looks like 3-1 the field. Number 1, Chopsticks, 3-1. Number 3, Tsitsi Karma Pearl, 4-1. And then we've got Outlaw and Rose Velvet, numbers 11 and 12 at 6-1. How did you see the second working out?
I see it pretty much like the betting here. 1, 3, and 11. I think they'll fight it out in that order. Chopsticks, I had the pleasure of chatting to Alec about this horse, and he's really disappointed that Chopsticks hasn't won yet. His daughter, Vercingetorix. Blinkers go on this afternoon. I think this is going to be her day. She's dropping down in trip, and maybe JP and Alec had led and said, let's move her back to a sprint. She does have early speed. I think she's going to come through and win this, but just to back it up, obviously Titicaca Pearl, nice debut, third by an Orilena. That was a good time on that winning debut, or on that winning run, on that first run. And then Outlaw, of course, also nothing wrong so far. Probably looking for a bit further, Outlaw. So those three, but I think number 1, if you're looking for the PA, I would take a chance and bank on number 1, Chopsticks. I think she'll be right there.
Yeah, she's definitely got a good chance. I think they're reverting back to the sprinting trip, and slapping the blinkers on might just do the trick for them. Alec and JP. Just one other I wanted to add into the mix, and that's the horse that's not too far away from Outlaw, number 12, Rose Velvet. She's certainly been knocking on the door. She's a daughter of Canford Cliffs, and the good advertisement that Canford Cliffs has proven in his first season as a sire is testimony to the fact that I think she can run a little bit. She's only having I think it's her third run for the new yard, and it might have taken a bit of time for her to settle into her new surroundings. But there were excuses last time out, but she was running at them. The point is that Keegan DeMello's got the ride back. JP has stuck with Chopsticks, and maybe that is the pointer. But I just did want to mention the 12 in the mix as well there, Rose Velvet. I think we've got that race pretty covered. In terms of the newcomers, I didn't think anything. There were a few first times, but I didn't think any of them were really showing anything in terms of their pedigrees. Yeah.
I went and looked. I looked as well, Nico. There wasn't too much in the pedigrees.
Yeah. Okay, so that's race number 2. Let's go to the third now, which is a small field. It's a Pinnacle Stakes, 1,600 meters for fillies and mares. Start of the pick 6, race 3. Here, number 6, Florentine, is without a rider, was meant to be ridden by Samanga Kamala. So here, Hollywood Bound, number 4, is the favorite at 9-4. Number 5, Crimson Princess, at 28-10. Number 3, Rouge Allure, 7-2. You've got Follow Me at 4-1. And you've got Florentine at 6-1. And then the outside is Opera Glass at 12-1. What did you make of it?
Oh, I think we could go in circles here. This is a lovely little race. I'm going to go with number 4, Hollywood Bound, Roy Magna, Raymond Danielson. On that run, which was the Karaluma form line, does hold number 2, Follow Me. But then if you go up to the pin-up form line, is held by number 3, Rouge Allure, Hollywood Bound herself. So not easy, but I like the way that Hollywood Bound's running. I like the way that Roy Magna's stable's going. And I think Hollywood Bound should be right there. I did also think that Rouge Allure, the old girl, I think she could be dangerous here. She's got 58 kilograms. 2 course and distance wins behind her name. And even though she's a bit up in class here, I wouldn't be surprised to see the old girl running very well. The horse, number 5, Crimson Princess, Ashley Fortune, Ryan Munger. She beat Lucy in the Sky last time. And we know Lucy in the Sky this time of year is a dangerous horse. And it was a very nice run over 14, up to 16 again here. So, Nico, Follow Me. How can we leave out the best weighted horse in the race? Follow Me.
That's right, yeah.
He ran a very good third behind Anne Boleyn last time. Cabello's riding well. Also has 2 course and distance wins. I don't think it's easy, but if I had to take a chance on a horse, I'd go with Hollywood Bound.
Yeah, I think it's trappy. There's a few in here with chances. You're going to go Hollywood Bound as your first selection, are you? 9-4. Yes. You mentioned Rouge Allure. It was magnificent. I don't think enough hype was made about the Rouge Allure winning on her 100th start.
Amazing.
I think that they should have got some sort of accolade. Physically accolade, that they should have been ready for that win, because she didn't come up on them. I mean, she's always consistent. I think she's very capable of winning again today. So I think that the authorities missed a trick with not giving the connections of Rouge Allure something for that win last time out, winning her 14th race and 100 start.
It was an honor that I did the interview with Mr. Rep himself. It was fantastic. I loved it. I mean, Gavin Lorena Gavin Arena putting up his whip for the 100. It was just amazing. It was lovely.
I think a bottle of champagne or something would have gone down okay there. Maybe if I was calling him, I would have taken one. But anyway, enough said about that. Follow Me. Just going to Follow Me quickly. You mentioned she's the best weighted horse in the race, and I think she's going to produce something today. I've never written her off. We've always kept her in the back of our mind, but her merit rating has dropped slightly. Not enough, but I think she's very capable of doing something today. Anyway, you mentioned those Hollywood bound, and I think those are the ones that matter then in the third. Moving on to race 4, it's a merit rated 80 handicap over 1,600 meters. In the fourth race, scratched on numbers 2, Oyster King, which has come through as a late scratching, and number 6, Captain of Grit. So scratched are Oyster King and Captain of Grit. The other change, number 7, Alinga Longa, is without a rider at this stage. Here's the betting now. Let's have a look at it. It's 4-1 the field. I like a horse here. 4-1 Bay Suye, 5-1 Motor City Hitman, number 4. 5-1 was Captain of Grit, but no longer. Nkabisi's 5-1, and number 12, Vengeance Forever. You can basically say 9-2 or 5-1, and then it's 6s and 7s bar those. I know because you sent me your numbers that you're very bullish on Nkabisi here, number 9. That would rate as your top choice, would it?
Yeah, Nico, this horse, I've so underrated this horse and struggling to win that maiden. Every time that he's run, I've thought, no, man, no. And he just keeps on improving, just keeps on winning, keeps on being right there. Marco really knows him very well. He's got horses like Silly Fella coming in hot behind him. That second bind, Vanderbilt, was a good one. First, second, and third have come through to win. And I thought, because there's not too much in the race here, meaning I thought it's a race between the 4 Motor City Hitman, the 9 Kambesi, and the 12 Vengeance Forever, maybe number 5 Basie as well. That I'll just take a chance, 25% chance here, banker number 9 and Kambesi in my jackpot, because if he wins, he won't necessarily be the favorite.
Yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, there's been money for number 1, Wolf's World. I don't know your thoughts on him. He's got a very good draw today. That last one was very good. I thought he also ran well above his. In fact, I worked him out to Runnington 88. So if that is true, then he's 3.5 kilos well in here. Number 1, Wolf's World, because his last run to Sir Michael. I mean, it's difficult to do that sometimes, but he definitely comes into the contest. The horse that I like a little bit, it's not drawn well at all, is Alec Laird's horse. No, Alec Laird's horse, down at the bottom, number 13, Blonde Act. Now, Blonde Act comes in with just 50.5 kilos. I know it's not drawn well and it's against it, but it has got the capability of running on. Last time out, if you look, it hasn't been drawn well in its last 2, and it ran on strongly last time out over the 1,800 meters. I may be clutching at straws, but with just 50.5 kilos, I'm going to throw this horse into the mix, number 13, Blonde Act, today. I do like Nkabisi. I believe Nkabisi is the horse to beat in the race, and I agree with you on that. But I'm just wary of those bottom weights, both Vengeance Forever and Blonde Act. I'm wary of
dangerous.
Them. And I
on that Vanderbilt form line, Blonde Act was 7.5 lengths behind Nkabisi and 4.5 kilograms better only. And Nkabisi was also drawn quite badly. So I hear you could be running on nicely. And that's one of the reasons I ended up with Nkabisi. I just like the last few runs. But some value could be the 13.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think I'll be running at you. It's not worth a coffee, but it definitely is worth watching a bit later on. Okay, let's move on to race 5. 3:15 is the off time over fillies and mares, 80 handicap at 1,600 meters in race 5. No scratchings to report. Number 1, Flame Flower, has no rider. 3, Spice Market, is now JP van der Merwe. And 10, Gilda Grey, is also without a rider at this stage. Here's the betting. Spice Market, number 3, is the favorite, 33-10. 5-1 About Dancing Arabian and Flame Flower. 6-1 Princess Kesh. And then 7-1 Dark Travel. I didn't look at this race at all, but I know that you fancy number 2, do you, to win it?
Yeah, it's not easy, Nico. This is not easy. I went in circles here when I did the form lines.
Yeah.
Stunning Kitten is my value bet. Straight away, I'm going to mention number 8, Stunning Kitten.
Yeah, I think at whatever price. Yeah,
she lost 1 off a 64, so I'm just going to mention her, that she might just have a chance here. But yeah, I thought number 2, Princess Kesh, when I went in my little circles back and forward, I thought with Ryan Munger aboard, dropping in class here, Drawn 1, should be running on. Yes, she does have 61 kilograms, but as I always say, she's earned it. She's run against stronger. That second behind Light of the Moon comes into mind. That was a really good run. Only 2 3/4 lengths behind the Cop. She beat Franklin quite nicely. Snow Palace came through in Franklin's form line. So not a confident selection, but she is the selection. Spice Market, JP now rides. Quite a few winners from those last few form lines, and Spice Market's been running to stronger as well. So cannot be ignored. Dark Travel, I was with Mr. Musa and Brett Weber last time. They really expected her to win last time. They were very disappointed. She clipped her heels on that occasion. So this horse is due, and not due another win. I mean, she's won 2 of her last 5, but they're expecting her to win again soon. And then, as I mentioned, Stunning Kitten. But even horses like Dancing Arabian, very good run last time. And number 1, Flame Flower. Wow, Nico, tough race. Again, I'll go with number 2 as my first selection, but it's tough.
A very tough contest there, but you did mention a bit of value with the 8 Stunning Kitten for the match.
Yeah.
Muzieni gets back aboard. He hasn't ridden this since way back in January of this year, and he's ridden it pretty well. He's had a win, 3 seconds and a 4th on it in his 7 rides. So with no weight on the back, Stunning Kitten, 52 kilos. Comes into the race with a chance reverting back to a mile trip today. On to the 6th race we go at 10 to 4 this afternoon. It's a 1400 meter merit rated 93 handicap. Let's look at the changes in race 6. Number 6, Ballon d'Or, is now the mount of Ryan Munger. So Ryan gets the ride on Ballon d'Or here. Let's look at the betting. Again, open. Wafif number 1's the favorite, 7 to 2. 2 Leopold, 4 to 1. 4 Barney's Pride and 7 Admiral Dooley, 9 to 2, and then 6 Ballon d'Or and 9 Twice as Splendid are both at 7 to 1. Let's talk about Wafif first. He's got to shoulder top weight of 60 kilos, but he's a decent horse. Now, he's run against Leopold, so you've done the math on that. How do they stack up against each other, numbers 1 and 2?
Well, last time I was heartbroken, Nico. I banked Leopold in my pick 6. And he ran such a crack, and that pick 6 paid nicely. Again, I'm going to go with Leopold, Nico. If you look at the weight turnarounds, 3 runs back is 3 kilograms better off with Wafif for just a 1/4 of a length. On that back to black form line was a 1/4 of a length behind Wafif, is 2 kilograms better off. And then last time out, when they were on top of each other, is 1/2 kilogram again with blinkers on this afternoon. So unlike the other races where I've said they're quite tricky, I quite like number 2 Leopold again, and I would take a chance in one of my jackpots and bank him. I think he's going to be right there. He's due a good win, but as you said, Wafif is no slouch. But again, it gets complicated. Neil, if you go back all the way to the Supreme Warrior form line, Wafif is actually well held by Admiral Dooley. So I make Admiral Dooley, if he's fit and ready to go, he might be a bit of a player here as well as Wafif, and it might just stop there. I'm thinking 2 strong from 7 and 1.
Okay, so 2's your strong choice. Leopold ahead of Admiral Dooley and Wafif. 1, 2, and 7 are Lyall's numbers over here. I can't add too much, apart from the fact that Barney's Pride keeps catching my eye every time it runs. Last time it ran behind Sir Michael, so we'll be able to gauge how well that previous horse does with the Sir Michael form line. What was that again? It was Wolf's World, I think. How well that does in the previous race, to gauge how he's going to do. He's very capable on his day, and he's drawn nicely. He hasn't been drawn too well the last 2, but he's drawn back again at 2. An interesting booking of Gavin on him today.
Yep. We must mention Gavin is riding exceptionally well.
Yeah. So I don't think he's out the mix there, number 4, Barney's.
We'll put him in.
Okay, race 7 is due for 25 past 4. And this is a Fillies and Mares 97 divided handicap. They back up the straight here over 1,160 meters. And no jockey for number 5, Benguela Cove, in race number 7. Benguela Cove, no rider yet for that one. Here's the betting. Let's go to the betting. It's a smallish field. Benguela Cove is the favorite. Warren Kennedy was due to ride it at 18 to 10. 4 to 1, Lucy in the Sky. And then down at the bottom, Bequest is at 3 to 1. I see they put blinkers on Bequest, and that may be well what it's looking for. 11 to 2 On Cue and 6 to 1, Bon Vivant. Let's first of all talk about Benguela Cove, because the full brother was that horse of Brett Crawford's that won that first time, that won so well on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was a brilliant effort, and both
Mr.
jockey
Giant,
and
what's it called, Mr. Giant or something, is it?
I'm Giant, I think it was.
I'm a Giant. Yeah,
I'm Giant. Cabello said it's the best 2-year-old he's ever sat on.
Yeah,
that was a big statement.
big statement. This is the full sister. Well, that's the full brother actually. And
Yes.
Benguela found her form last time out. She won really well.
Oh, Nico, I'm not so sure this race. I'd actually give you a challenge and try and tell me one horse that cannot win this race, and I'll give you a reason why I can. Literally, every single one of these horses can win this race. Even if you go back to the form line of Midnight Gem with Benguela Cove, she is held hands down by number 4 Greens, who I think is the rank outsider. So you've got the favorite and the rank outsider, where the rank outsider literally holds Benguela Cove by a good 6 kilograms. That's the first thing. The second thing, Bequest, you mentioned this first. I think this is the right one. If I had to go for a horse, 3.5 kilograms better off for that 2.5 lengths behind Benguela Cove last time. If we go to the Midnight Gem form line, is only 1 kilogram better off number 4. So again, number 4 comes into the form line strong. If we go back to Alabama Anna, beat number 5 there, Benguela Cove, and is 4.5 kilograms better off. So straight away it waits. I'm with Bequest quite strong, and then Greens, and then the rest. And I could give us an hour lecture here. Every single horse here, I could draw a line through them and show how they can win.
So it would be a field race then. You know, you don't want to go out in the pick 6 or the jackpot here, either jackpot.
Exactly.
You want to
run. It has to be a field race, okay?
Yeah, you want to run field and field in the last leg of the first jackpot and in the second last leg of the second jackpot.
Yeah, I mean, after I do these long sermons, Benguela Cove will probably come through and win, but I'm very much a form man, as you know, Nico. And on form, the Quest and Greens, just chatting about 2 of them, have Benguela Cove stone cold.
Yeah.
So,
now, interestingly, you might know this, but about a week ago, Neil and I went for a price booster of Alec Laird's, a horse called Saint Anastasia.
Yes.
Now, there was a jockey change. Remember, that was the day that Kamalo didn't ride. It was, I think, 10 or 12 to 1, and Nathan Klink got the ride on Saint Anastasia, and it was absolutely flying late to get beaten under a length. We thought that Alec Laird, because he's gone through a bit of a dry spell. I just looked now. His last win was back on the 19th of June. Was Alec's last one. So we thought he'd break the duck a week ago. May I say that the way that we're tending towards these Alec Laird runners today, I mean, chopsticks, we spoke chopsticks, I spoke Blondak, you spoke Spice Market a bit. We're now speaking Quest. Might I say that if we are going to use a price booster today, and Neil does phone us, that we suggest that he choose one of the Alec Laird horses to go for. And that we be on his side today, and we've clocked the gallop with regard to Alec's form, and we think that he'll turn it around today. So let's be on that. Let's be on Bequest. Hopefully.
Love it.
Okay. The
good
race of the day is off at 5 o'clock. Race 8 is a fillies and mares 79 divided handicap. It's over 1,160 meters, and I'm just quickly going to the changes here. There are 2 scratchings here. Numbers 15. Big City Girl and number 18, Song of Liberty, are the 2 scratchings in the last race of the day. Jockey changes, quite a few. Ryan Munger rides number 5, Samoa. No rider for 10, Blue Waters yet. Diego de Gavert rides 11, Shikoku. And Jared Penny rides number 17, Dancing Dora. It's all yours. I haven't got a clue, but what do you think?
Well, obviously, I'm going to just mention the 10 straight away, which is Blue Waters. We'll see who rides. Paul Peter, back from a 72-day rest, his daughter, what a winter, and 2 really impressive runs. 1 easily on debut, not beating the strongest field, but then 3rd behind Sweet Pepper, Group 1 winner. Miss Daisy came through from that form line, is from that form line as well. So very, very strong. But I like a bit of number 4, No Time Is Taken, Nico. Gavin Arena for Paul Peter. Look at the draw. And that's that penultimate run that really caught my eye. 1 length behind on cue. And from that form line there, in the fillies and mares 75, there have been 6 winners, including Emerald Princess and Love Bite. So I thought No Time Is Taken is the horse here. Obviously, big respect for number 10. Those form lines very strong. And then a horse like United Express, who's coming out of the maidens with Caden Brewer aboard this afternoon at 52 kilograms. Very consistent maiden. Look at that second behind Miss Daisy. Look at the third behind Miss Cool. Those were not the worst runs in the world. And then number 6 as well, which is Insatiable. Keeping the Meadow for Johannes van Vuren. Also, not the worst form lines here. That Very Nova run, 3 winners. Drogier, there have been three nice winners from that one too. The last one, Samoa's form line, nice form lines there too. And then finally, how can I leave out Samoa? But the fact that Gavin's jumped off Samoa because he loves Samoa. He jumped off Samoa to take No Time Is Taken in a difficult race. Nico, I'm going to go No Time Is Taken, and I do have respect for Blue Waters.
Okay, No Time Is Taken and Blue Waters. I see that Paul Peters actually got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses running in this race over here. So
yeah,
he means business. It looks like he's going to win this race. I think he might well have his name stamped on this race. It is a race to go pretty wide, and as you heard from Lyall, to end off the meeting out at the Turffontein Standside track today. So
Nico, please, Nico, if I may mention just one more.
One more, yes.
Just a bit of value for everyone. Space Race, number 8. If you look at the price there, 14 to 1. This is a horse who beat Samoa and is 2.5 kilograms better off Samoa. What's Samoa? Samoa's at 8 to 1, and Space Race is 14 to 1, and holds Samoa. So just don't leave this horse out of the quartets.
Okay, that's another Paul Peter runner, number 8, Space Race.
Yeah.
Now, great pleasure being with you. I know that you're going to be getting ready to go off to the course later. As I said, I'll be presenting in the Racing 240 studios and looking forward to hearing from you from the track. Enjoy the day's racing and looking forward to the Gold Cup weekend, as we said at the start of the show, the race on Saturday. What are you liking for the Gold Cup? Have you made your final assessment of it?
No, I haven't made my final assessment. I'll chat to you tomorrow. It's a nice card, isn't it? It's a very
nice card. It is a very nice card. Yeah, so we'll be looking
forward to watching all the shows around and listening to what everyone says. It's good. It's good.
Strange that you mentioned that. One of our big Clocking the Gallop followers, a guy by the name of Kavi, who I haven't met yet, has invited us to a curry joint in Waterfall. So we're looking forward to going there tomorrow night. And we've got a few jockeys joining us. I know that Cabello is there, Craig Zacky's coming, Nathan Klink is going to be there, Jeff Saister. What do you call Jeff Saister? The $1 million man?
The 4,000 to 1. The 4,000 to 1 man.
The 4,000 to 1 man after a 4,000 to 1 double that he scored one particular day. So we're looking forward to hosting that tomorrow evening and having a bit of fun out at I think it's Mantra Indian Cuisine restaurant out in Waterfall, but we're looking forward to being there. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing you again, Lyall, shortly on Clocking the Gallop. But thanks for your input today. Have a great day's racing and go well. Hope that you win lots of money.
Thank you, Nico.